Hey everyone, today we're going to be taking a look at the 8 Sleep Pod Pro 3. So this is the latest version of the 8 Sleep Pod. First off, I'm going to start with unboxing the 8 Sleep mattress itself. This was designed to work with the Pod Pro Cover 3. And so it is a foam mattress where it's going to just have the right amount of softness and comfort with the Pod 3 in mind. Because when you do use the Pod 3 cover, it will take away some of that contouring. Get this up here. One thing I like about 8 Sleep is their packaging. Right away when it arrived at my house, I knew exactly what it was just by that signature black box and that number 8. So that was kind of exciting to see. Now this should come to life pretty quick. If you notice that there are zippers on this, it's already built in. So it's just going to integrate perfectly with the cover. That's what I like about having the option for the mattress. Now, if it's time for a new mattress anyways, this is definitely one to consider. The beauty is it can be all foam and you don't have to worry about it sleeping hot because you've got the cooling pad there. There we go. I'll just get this started here. And then once we cut this open, it should start taking in some more air. There we go. All right, so it's going to take a little while for this to fully come to life. And I'm not going to treat this like a normal standalone mattress review because it's obviously way too soft on its own. Keep in mind we're going to be putting that cover over it. That's going to be firming it up a lot more. So we'll do that in the next segment. About 10-15 minutes later, the mattress is just about already come to life. And I wanted to show you the insides because a lot of the reviews don't actually show you what the actual mattress looks like inside. So starting with the base layer, it's sort of a thin layer of base foam, but again, it doesn't really matter too much because there's not a lot of transition that they need to make here. There is a transition layer here, which is almost acting like a base layer, but there's a little bit of convolution here, so it gives it a little bit more springiness. And then you have another kind of almost latex-like foam here for even more bounciness. And then of course you have your comfort layer. Now I believe there is some cooling property to this, but really it's unnecessary because we are going to be using the Pod Pro 3 over the top. The other thing I'd like to call out is that when we put this back on, you'll notice that there's a zipper here. And so it just zips perfectly onto the mattress itself. So it's just perfectly integrated. It was actually designed for the Pro. It's just gonna make your bed look cleaner, more sleek, and you're just gonna get the maximum performance out of the Pod Pro 3. Okay, so now that we have the mattress all set up, you've taken a look inside, it's time to unbox the other two boxes. So one box is going to be the cover, the other one will be the CPU/water reservoir. Again, great, kudos to 8 Sleep for the packaging. They bound it so that the two boxes actually come together. They're not going to get lost in transit as easily. They even have a nice little label that says open here. Really no confusion. We're just going to cut through some of this tape. They also did a good job of, just labeling, yes, this is a queen size. So good job all around there. Lots of tape here. There we go. And it looks like it's in a bag here, like the last 8 Sleep that we reviewed. So again, more points for design. I suppose if you ever want to travel with your Pod Pro cover, you've got the bag already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the other box out of the way. We'll deal with the tech installation a little bit later here. So, just unzip this. A little more plastic, keeps everything clean. Looks like it is shrink wrapped a little bit. Keep the bag away from babies if you got any. You hear it taking in some air, so yeah. Really tight packaging here. And voila, we have our cover. So this is pretty much just like putting on a bed sheet. There's maybe some silicone packets here to keep everything dry. Similar to the other pod, previous version, you have your water intake hose. The 4 inputs here. Just keep in mind that's going to go at the head of the mattress, head of the bed, and that's where your CPU is going to be. Just flip this over. And like I said, because it's all integrated, it's going to be pretty easy to get this zipped up. I really like how they maintain the logo. It's a nice dark cover. Clean lines. And what I'm going to do with the water hose is you can probably just rest it up like this for now, and then we'll get it tucked in a little bit. I just want to make sure everything's lined up to zip it on. Now, in case you are in doubt, they do call out the top left corner so that you know that you have it on right, because keep in mind the zipper needs to line up as well. So yeah, the zipper is right here. It's probably the hardest part of the whole process, is just lining it up. Really not that hard, but it's easier with 2 people. Tight a little. Yep. I'm just going to pull it out. There we go. And we got it started. So just go all the way around. Sure, everything's kind of getting in there. I'm going to leave that just a little loose for now until we get the water unit and computer set up. All right, well, this is where the fun begins. We have pretty much the brains and operating part of the unit where it's going to pump all the conditioned water, and it has the upgraded CPU that 8 Sleep has been talking about. So again, kudos for the packaging. It's packaged extremely well, which is important because this is a very expensive piece of equipment. Last thing you'd want is to get this home and find out that it doesn't work because it got damaged. So you've got this pretty thick layer of foam here, and then you can actually just pull it out. And this is, again, the entire hub where it's going to run the water through. It's going to have Wi-Fi connectivity and interface. Now, one thing I noticed too is the fan on here. It's a very, very nice fan, so all you PC enthusiasts should probably appreciate the quality of that fan. So you know you are dealing with some quality material here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece and we're going to plug it into the back of the unit. The other thing that I did not grab out of there was the power cord, which is, let me grab that. It's right in this box. So that's what we'll use for power. And we'll plug that in. So I'm just going to put this down here. And here we have the inputs and then the USB interface. Make sure that it's lined up. You should hear a click when it inserts, and then we're just going to plug this in. Grab our power. Obviously it's 3-pronged, we're dealing with water. It's a really nice quality cord as well. And it doesn't matter what side of the bed you plug this into. And we'll just plug it in. Next step is to start priming it with some distilled water. So we'll do that in the next segment. Okay, so now that we have everything physically connected, it's time to prime the pump, get that water through the grid. But to do that, you're going to need your phone and set up the 8 Sleep app. So you will need to set up an account, which we've already done because I do have the old 8 Sleep. Keep in mind, if you do have an old 8 Sleep, it'll actually tell you how to disconnect everything and attach the new grid. But if you are starting from scratch, it's going to start with the hub setup. So like we've already done, we've opened the box, it's plugged in, and we're getting ready for our first night. So first they want us to connect the Wi-Fi. Yes, while using the app. Find nearby device. Okay, so we did confirm that it is flashing a blue light. And when you see that, you can hit connect. So it did pair with the hub. Next step is then to connect to Wi-Fi. So should be able to connect to our Sleep Sherpa network momentarily here. Take up to 3 minutes, probably be a little bit sooner than that. Here we are. Okay, so Sleep Sherpa is the first network. I'm going to go ahead and type in my password. Hit next, it's going to verify the Wi-Fi. And notice that the color changed on the bottom of the hub. Depending on when you get this, it may do a software update, make sure everything's up to date and ready to go. Okay, connection successful. And then we've got our active grid step 1. We're going to continue on that first step. Okay, circulates water through the hub to regulate temperature. Kind of educating us on what it does. We've already attached the cover. We've already connected our pump. Connected the cord. Done the zipper. very detailed here, which is good. Walks you through every little step. We've already got our, okay, so the grid is now set up. Now this is where we're actually going to prime it. Okay, so it's saying it may not be ready until 6:30, that's fine. It may make some sounds, don't worry about that. And if you want to just go to bed now, just don't prime it. So like I said, it is going to search for an update, do an update, make sure everything's ready for you. So once that update is complete, it should prompt us to go ahead and add the water. Okay, so this only took about 5 minutes to update. It says that the device is updated. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and hit continue. Now it's going to say remove the water tank. So I'm going to come over here and walk you through how that all works. So this is the water tank. Real simple, you just twist the cover, ready to open. Lift the tank out of the tub. This is the first time priming, obviously remove the silica packet. And they're actually asking to add some hydrogen peroxide, about 1/4 of the tank. So we will be adding that pretty soon. And then you will also need to fill with distilled water, which we do have. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to actually take it off the mattress so we don't spill. That over here. And you'll need to refill this again because pretty much all this water is going to go into the mattress itself. You fill that up, put the cover back on. Make sure, just twist it, make sure it's tight. We did pretty much get it to the fill line. Put that in. There's only one way to put it in, which is pretty nice, so it just guides itself. Continue. Just close, place it into the hub. And then it says it just may make some noises. So you do actually hear that water being pumped through. And that's just preparing it for priming according to the app. So it says you're all set for now. We'll send you a notification when we need you to come back. They're saying about in 15 minutes. In about 15 minutes, we'll circle back and we'll proceed to the next steps. But this is basically the end of most of the setup. The rest is just adding a little bit more water and waiting for it to fully prime. All right, everybody, it's about another 15 minutes later. We're back. We're waiting for the second priming to finish. It's going to take a little while, then it's going to go through one final priming phase. But before that, I do want to show you a few cool features of the app. So after priming's done, this is where you get access to all the cool features, namely the temperature dial, where I can cool down or heat up as necessary manually, or I could just simply slide the dial left and right. It does have haptic feedback, so there's vibrations as I move the dial. Next tab over, it will record all that data in one spot for you, so over time you can track how well you're sleeping, if your sleep's improving. Health reports such as heart rate, etc. is all tracked here as well. And then the sleep tools that they call out, they do have some free meditation, breathing exercises, a white noise machine, and then some exercises that you can do before bed just to help loosen you up and prepare you for sleep. But we can really get into the weeds with that after I've had a few nights on it and get you some solid data. But in the meantime, I do want to talk about feel. This mattress is significantly more comfortable than the Pod 2. They've really done a good job of making the cover more comfortable. It doesn't feel like a plastic piece of cover or layering over it. That was kind of the case with the Pod 2. This one you barely notice anything. The other advantage is it is an all foam mattress here, so you don't have to worry about motion transfer. And like I said, the two are designed to work with each other. So you can go with just the cover, which is going to set you back about $2,500, $2,100 to $2,500 depending on options in a queen size, or you can get the whole integrated unit for about $3,200. And like I said, it all zips together, very sleek design, and it's all designed to work together. But those are your options. Of course, they do have for financing, so you can break down those payments. You can break it out, I think, over like 36 months, get it under $100 a month. So that is somewhat attainable. The other thing is it does come with a 100-night trial, so free shipping, free returns within those 100 nights, and a 2-year warranty. So you really have nothing to lose by at least giving this a try to see if it solves some of those issues. So head on over to sleepsherpa.com. We're going to have the full review and the latest discount.